morning, good afternoon, and good evening, YouTube. My name is Matt Gasparo, and I'm going to take my very first attempt at a vlog here. In the vlog, I want to talk about this guy right here, the 2020 Jeep Gladiator, and give my up-to-date kind of impressions of what I've seen and done with it. Yes, you do see another cool car right next to it. That is a 2016 Audi SQ5. If you want to hear more about that car and some of the neat things I've done with that, go ahead and comment below and let me know if you want to see that in an upcoming vlog. But let's get back to this bad boy, right? That's what everyone's here about. So in the first week that I've had this Gladiator, I had a dent put in it. So I'm going to give my first special shout out to Daniel at dentvanishaz for taking that dent out in less than 3 hours. And that's what they call paintless dent repair. So stay tuned for that video here in a few seconds. The other thing I want to talk about is this awesome coating that I got put on here. Special shout out to my boy Chris at detailboss for laying down ceramicpro on this. And you'll see why in a few minutes. That is so cool. The last one I want to give a shout out to is Will at arizonaline-x, putting down that awesome linex premium in the bed of this great Gladiator. So let's get to it. All right, first up is an interesting situation. After only owning the Gladiator for a week, I end up with a dent in the driver's side panel behind the passenger door. This happened while out grocery shopping, so I spend a few days researching online. What are my options? What can I do to repair this? And I come across a solution called paintless dent repair. After calling and texting a few different companies, I finally find Daniel at dentvanishaz. Daniel was super easy to get a hold of. After I sent an initial request for a quote via their website, within a few hours, Daniel texts me and asks for a few pictures so he can assess the damage. I sent him the pictures and he sends me back a quote within a few hours and lets me know who to call to schedule an appointment. Daniel comes to my home and does the repairs in just a few hours. I can't explain how he does it, but I'm sure there's magic involved. Thank you again, Daniel, for the awesome repair, and hopefully I will not have to use your services again. Before I get into the trails though, right after I had the dent repair done, I went and had some ceramicpro put on the paint. If you're not familiar with this solution, just go to ceramicpro.com. Their product has a formula that is world patented and it has taken them over 10 years of research and testing. What makes ceramicpro different is the cutting edge technology based on ceramic molecular compounds, otherwise known as nanoceramics. Now, this might not totally protect me from Arizona pinstriping, but it sure does help with cleaning it. We'll talk more about that later in the video. Next, we are going to see a few different trail rides the Gladiator has taken. The first trail ride was Schnebly Hill Road in Sedona, Arizona. The following pictures were taken showing some pretty wild and awesome looking rock formations. Unfortunately, my little guy slept through half of the trail ride, even though it was pretty bumpy. Once we made our way halfway through it, we took a little break to enjoy the scenery, and fortunately, I was able to find some muddy waters to go through. This next trail, Tip Top Mine, was really cool. Special thanks to my brother-in-law Jonathan for bringing us out here and enjoying some really great climbing experiences. As you'll see in a second, the Gladiator held its own in crawling up a really nice hill, but it did get a little sketchy there for a second. Now that we made it past that hill, I have some pretty cool video of Tip Top Mine Trail along with some drone footage taken. Towards the end of that drone footage, you'll see my brother-in-law get out and pick up some trash. Please, if you go off-roading, just because no one might be around, don't throw your trash out on the trail. So now sit back and enjoy the rest of the ride on Tip Top Mine.
I heard that. Did you hear that?
Yep.
Ay, ay, ay.
Before we wrap up the Tip Top Mine Trail, I'm going to talk quickly about the upcoming photos and videos. I had the pleasure of sharing the next week and a half on the road with my son and daughter who flew in for this next adventure, and I can tell you the Gladiator sure did enjoy it also. We started in Cave Creek, Arizona and drove to Las Vegas, Nevada, where we spent 4 long days of eventful fun hiking at Mount Charleston, shooting at the Pro Gun Club, and eating at some pretty spectacular places. Once we left Vegas, we headed towards Zion National Park, and unfortunately the only photo I was able to grab was us entering this amazing park. Once we made our way through the park, we headed to Lake Powell, Utah, which I'll save for that part of the video. For the next minute or so, please enjoy the following photos that were taken at Mount Charleston while hiking on a couple of the trails there. Definitely, our favorite was Fletcher Canyon. And since purchasing the Gladiator, it has truly allowed for some experiences I'd otherwise not have been able to do with the family. I have to say, so far my expectations of owning my first Jeep have been exceeded, and as I follow other Jeep enthusiasts on YouTube, such as Brad at TrailRecon or Eddie at Wayalife, they are making it even more exciting as I choose which direction I want to take my Gladiator build. And hopefully I will continue to build this channel with even more content on this journey. Since I've never owned a Jeep before and I can't compare it to other models, I do have to say I'm impressed with the ride quality, as I took it over 1,000 miles in the past week. As we leave Vegas, we take a detour through Zion National Park on our way to Lake Powell to meet up with the rest of my family as they are preparing for the long Labor Day weekend on the lake. Here we are in Lake Powell, Utah. My sister grabbed a short video of us entering the beach area. And as you can see, the Gladiator had no issues. As we pull up, my head starts swirling with ideas of what to do next with the Gladiator when I see my brother-in-law's Rubicon in front of me, all decked out with some awesome overlanding gear. The first thing that catches my eye is this great awning to provide shade, and we really did need it this day. As I further look at his setup, he has this amazing pop-up tent affixed to the top that really gets you off the ground from those pesky animals or even unwanted family members dropping by. I'm gonna let you all enjoy the rest of this walk around while I pause at the breathtaking view of the lake. I hate to say it, but the road trip is coming to an end, and we need to get back home. But we sure did have fun, and well, that sunset over the mountaintops while cruising around the lake was just what we needed to close this trip out. Well, we are back home, and it's time to give the Gladiator its first bath. It's been almost 4 weeks since we added ceramicpro to the paint, and I'm really hoping the coating holds up to its claims. We've had the Gladiator on several different off-roading adventures and taken it on a 1,000-mile-plus trip last week. So sit back and relax while I do all the hard work in cleaning it up. Now that it's all cleaned up, I am more than satisfied with the results and glad that I went with Ceramic Pro to keep the Gladiator sparkling. Again, a final shout out to Chris at detailboss for taking such good care of this beast. Let's do one final walk around and see this amazing machine that Jeep has created before we close out. All right, and so for all of you that hung out for the past few minutes throughout the entire video, I just want to say thank you. If you liked this video, go ahead and hit the thumbs up and the subscribe below. I'm going to wait to see some of those comments because I do want to talk more about this guy right here, right? So let's hear what everyone has to say. With that being said, thank you for tuning in, and hopefully I'll talk to you guys soon again.